Hi, Dr. Davis. I'm a little early. Should I wait outside?
No, come on in. I'm free. What did you want to talk about?
Well, I've read the first couple of books you had on my list, the reading list for my independent study, and I was just wondering how you want me to report them to you. We didn't really talk about that.
Well, I'm glad you stopped by. Let me think. Didn't you have a project to do in addition to the reading list?
Yes, you said it could be a research paper or I could come up with a proposal for a different kind of project.
That's right. So the reading list is, background information then. Why don't you just come in when you finish the first part of the list? I think it was divided into two distinct parts. So just come in and we'll talk about the readings.
You mean I should prepare a synopsis of each book and a kind of report to you on each one?
No, nothing as formal as that. I was thinking more along the lines of a conversation. As I recall, the list has a focus, doesn't it?
Definitely. All of the books are novels and plays from the second half of the 20th century.
The postmodern period then, and all North American novelists and playwrights.
Right.
So, we should be able to find some common threads then. Remember, though, postmodernism is very difficult to define precisely. Maybe we could start with the discussion of the themes that emerge in the collection of literature from that period.
That sounds interesting.
I think so too. And by the time you get through with the second half of the reading list and we get together again, maybe we can figure out whether we are looking at a logical extension of postmodernism or whether there is actually a new movement there. In the readings on the second part, if you will notice, there are quite a few minority writers represented, so you might want to think about what that means.
I noticed that in the list. The first part of the list has the usual North American writers, and of course, a good representation of women writers as you would expect. But the second part of the list includes a number of African American authors, several Hispanic American writers, and a few Oriental Americans.
It is a multi-ethnic mix.
Yeah.
Good. So, have you decided whether you want to do a paper or something else, perhaps?
To tell the truth, I'd really like to do something a little more creative. Maybe bring in some visuals on the computer as part of I don't know, I suppose you would call it a mixed media report. But I've never done anything like that before.
But that's what an independent study is designed to do. It is an opportunity to experiment and to have some one-on-one time with a professor.
But a research paper is easier in some ways. At least I know that I can do a decent job. The computer project is unknown territory.
True, but remember, it is unknown territory for all of us. I think I've heard some references to cybermodernism. If you want to investigate some of the work that's being created in, as you call it, mixed media literature.
Cybermodernism? Wow.
I think you'd find it interesting. Anyway, it is up to you. It's your project.
Thanks. I'm really excited about doing this independent study. Actually, I'm spending more time on it than on any of my other classes.
I found that students usually invest more time and energy in a class that they can design. That's why I like to direct them. Oh, and Terry, if you run into any problems, don't wait until you are halfway through your reading list. Just stop by during my office hours. Maybe I can give you some references or at least a sounding board.
Thanks. This is better than I even expected.